My name is Lisa, and I am a stay-at-home wife living with my husband, Shunji. The house we currently live in was inherited from my late parents. Since I grew up in this neighborhood, I've always found it a comfortable and pleasant place to live. Shunji also likes this house, and he has a habit of relaxing at home every day.
Hey Lisa, could you go to my parents' house tomorrow?
Huh? To your parents' house?
Yeah, Mom said she wants you to come. I'll be there in the evening.
Oh, okay, got it. My in-laws' house is a short drive away. My mother-in-law lives there alone, so she often asks me to come over and help with various things. But to be honest, I really don't like going to my in-laws' house. The reason for that is,
Lisa, you sure like to spend a lot of time on housework, don't you? If it were me, I could finish all today's chores in just an hour, you know?
oh, I'm sorry. I'll be done here soon.
I wonder how long Lisa's soon actually is. Oh, and by the way, the side dishes you made and left in the fridge the other day, didn't you taste them? They were so awful, I had to throw them away.
I see. I did taste them, though. My mother-in-law always picks on me like this, so I find it hard to be around her. To make things worse, she complains about every little thing I do to help around the house. That night, Shunji also came to his parents' house.
Mom, I'm back. I bought some dessert. It's your favorite.
Oh my, Shunji, what a sweet son you are. Unlike a certain someone, you're so thoughtful.
Wow, it looks delicious. When I married Shunji, I didn't realize it at all, but it turns out that Shunji is quite the mama's boy. So, I've given up on ever being understood when I try to talk to him about his mother. I had already resigned myself to that. Then, one day, my mother-in-law suddenly showed up at our house. Mother-in-law, what brings you here all of a sudden?
Oh, I just came for a little tour of the place. It's old, but it's a nice, spacious house. With this atmosphere, this place isn't so bad, is it?
A tour. Mother-in-law? What do you mean?
Well, you see, Kamiko is coming back to Japan soon.
What? Kamiko is coming back? It's been quite a while, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. I'm so excited. So I thought, why not let Kamiko live in this house? That's why I came to check it out for her.
What? You want her to live here? What are you talking about? That's impossible. She can live at the family house where you stay. Shunji's sister, Kamiko, who had been living abroad, is coming back to Japan. However, my mother-in-law wanted Kamiko to live in our house. That was simply not possible. She tried to force her unreasonable idea on me, but I firmly refused. Even after that, she kept insisting, so I had to refuse her again and send her away. That night.
Hello, Lisa. I heard you turned down Mom's request. And on top of that, you kicked Mom out of the house. She made the effort to come all the way to our house, and you treated her so horribly.
Horribly. She was talking about letting Kamiko live in this house. It's simply impossible to give up this house.
If that's the case, you could have said it in a kinder way. You didn't have to shout like that.
No, I never shouted.
What kind of wife doesn't respect her husband's mother? And Kamiko was an important sister to me too. So stop being so stingy and just generously give up a house or two.
A house or two. This is my precious.
Stop making excuses. I will never forgive you for hurting my mother.
Huh? I mean, saying you won't forgive me is a bit much.
Shut up. Listen, you're going to give Kamiko the house and leave immediately. Got it? If you defy me on this, I'll divorce you right away.
What? Divorce? Wait a minute, Shunji. How did it come to this? That's too much, no matter what. Besides, this house is something precious I inherited from my parents.
If you don't want Shunji to divorce you, stop being so selfish, okay? And graciously hand over the house to Kamiko, all right?
Shunji called from his parents' house with my mother-in-law on the line. After they both said whatever they wanted, they hung up. I felt an indescribable sadness and ran outside, where I happened to encounter someone. A few days later.
Hello, Lisa. It's me. Have you finished moving all your stuff out? If there's anything left behind, I'll throw it all away, okay? Oh ho ho?
Thanks to you, I moved everything out yesterday. Some friends helped me.
Oh my, that's pretty quick for you, Lisa. If you were that obedient all the time, that would have been nice. Oh well, Kimiko and her belongings will arrive this afternoon, so please take good care of her, alright?
Arrive where? I'm no longer living in that house, you know?
Not living there. What are you talking about?
Yes, what on earth do you mean?
I moved out. Oh, and I've already sold the house.
Sold it. How could you do such a thing without asking?
Yeah, Lisa. You didn't even talk to me about it. That's just too much.
I had, in fact, sold that house. When my mother-in-law and Shunji found out, they were shocked and clearly unhappy about it.
Lisa, you better explain yourself.
There's nothing to explain. That house was mine, so I didn't need anyone's permission to sell it.
But we had already talked about Kimiko moving into that house, hadn't we?
Yeah, exactly. So why did you go and sell it?
That house was my family home, filled with precious memories. Shunji, you know that very well, don't you?
I know, but that was in the past, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. I couldn't stand the thought of having my precious house taken from me and used as you pleased.
Then why did you sell it?
Yes. If it was so important to you, you should have just left it as it was. Besides, we've already given up our apartment, you know.
I wanted someone who would treasure it to buy it, rather than letting you trample all over it. You can just rent a new place.
A new place.
The house sold for 50 million yen, so if you want it, you can buy it for more than that.
We don't have that kind of money. You, of all people, should know that.
I do know, I've been your wife, after all, but that's all over now.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, we're getting a divorce. You'll receive the divorce papers tomorrow, so please sign and submit them.
Lisa, do you understand what you're saying? You won't be able to live like you used to.
We'll see about that. In any case, make sure to submit the divorce papers. After I said what needed to be said, I hung up the phone. A few months later, Shunji called me over, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to show him the reality, so I went to the house.
Lisa, please help me. Kimiko has turned into a complete spoiled brat. Both Mom and I have reached our limit. We're financially strapped too.
Hey, who are you calling spoiled? You told me I get to live in a big house, but I've been deceived.
You must be Kimiko. We didn't meet when I married Shunji because you were abroad. Well, this is pretty much what I expected. But seriously, what is this room? It's overflowing with stuff. It looks like an unmanaged storage space.
Oh my. And who do you think is to blame for all this? Lisa, you are still supposed to be our daughter-in-law. It's unbelievable that you are not helping at all.
I'm not your daughter-in-law anymore. I've already divorced Shunji.
What? Shunji, is this true? Did you actually submit those divorce papers?
At first, I thought it was a joke, but then the divorce papers really arrived, and I got angry. So, I wanted to make her realize it would be worse off after the divorce. I figured since Lisa was a housewife with no income, she'd come crawling back to me soon.
She wouldn't rely on a guy she's broken up with.
Whoa, who are you?
He's Noah, my childhood friend. We ran into each other recently and now we're dating.
Dating?
It's been a few months since you two got divorced, so there's no problem with that, right?
No problem, but
I've heard everything from Lisa, treating her the way you did. You're the worst. You should know, as her husband, how much Lisa cherished that house.
After the divorce, I ended up dating Noah, my childhood friend, whom I had coincidentally reconnected with. Shunji and my mother-in-law, who never saw this coming, were.
I don't care if he's your boyfriend or whatever, this has nothing to do with him.
Actually, it does. You see, the house I sold? Noah bought it for me. So we kept the house, and I've been living with Noah in his apartment.
Well, isn't he a fool? Spending 50 million yen on such an old house, it's a complete waste.
That house is filled with Lisa's precious memories. Considering that, 15 million yen is a small price to pay.
No matter how you spin it, it doesn't change the fact that you threw away a fortune. That house was supposed to be ours.
Yeah, exactly. And now you're telling me you sold it and he bought it? This is a joke.
Watch your mouth. When I was a kid, I used to visit that house a lot too. So that house holds memories of your mom and dad for me as well.
Memories. What kind of value could those possibly have?
You don't need to put a price on memories. I just didn't want to see you disrespect that house. And by the way, I heard you treated Lisa terribly.
Oh, come on. I didn't do anything like that. I was just teaching her a few things as a mother-in-law.
Treating your daughter-in-law badly is unacceptable in this day and age.
Why? Lisa was my wife, so of course it's her duty to take care of my family.
Exactly. And besides, it's unheard of for a daughter-in-law to defy her mother-in-law.
That kind of thinking is so outdated. As a fellow Japanese, I'm embarrassed by you. And how can you act so shamelessly?
After Noah said that, Kamiko.
Well, I didn't think they were such complete idiots. The room is super tiny, no one cleans up, so it's always a mess. Honestly, I'm about ready to cut ties with this family for good.
Kamiko, both Shunchi and I have done so much for you. And now you're calling us idiots. How dare you?
But it's true, isn't it?
Even so, you don't have to say it like that.
I told you I was coming back to Japan months ago, so you should have at least prepared a proper house.
Ugh. Arguing like this isn't going to change anything, you know?
No matter how much you yell, the fact remains I bought that house, so it's mine now. If you really want to live in it, well, maybe I'd consider selling it to you for double, say, 100 million yen.
100 million yen? Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. It's a great location, and even though it's an old house, it's well built. Thanks to Lisa keeping it spotless, there were other people interested in buying it too.
Wait, there were others interested in that house.
Like for a cafe or something like that. It's a pretty spacious house, you know? Surprisingly, there are quite a few people who want properties like that.
So, the fact that you bought the house for 50 million yen.
That's just the market price, especially given how great the location is for Lisa's house. Since it doesn't need any repairs, the cost would just be for renovations to turn it into a business space. But honestly, with the way it's built, I doubt much would need to be done.
If it's such a great house, then why couldn't you just keep it for us? And now you've gone and gotten divorced so easily. The one who looks like a fool here is Big Brother.
Actually, my house was a very good one, and I had received several offers to buy it before. However, it was a precious house to me, so I never sold it to anyone. Now that my mother-in-law and Shunji realized the true value of the house.
Shunchi, it's because you didn't hold on to Lisa properly.
Why are you blaming me? You said that we'd be a happy family once Lisa was gone.
You were saying, I'm so happy to be able to spend time with Mom without any worries.
Shut up. I was happy about that too, so what's wrong with it?
Enough is enough already.
Eek.
What, Lisa? I've never seen you so angry before.
That's enough. Shunji and I are divorced. We're strangers now. And since you all made this mess, clean it up yourselves.
You know what? Why don't you all just keep arguing like this forever? Lisa and I have said everything we needed to, so we're leaving. See ya.
Wait, Lisa, if you leave things like this, we'll have to keep living here.
It's impossible for 3 adults to live in such a small room.
Well, I'm not living here, so it's none of my concern.
Lisa, I'm sorry. I apologize for everything. Please forgive me.
Please, Lisa, cancel the divorce and come back to us.
Hey, Lisa is my girlfriend now, so don't just say whatever you want.
Wasn't I supposed to be the one struggling after the divorce?
Well, Lisa, please. I'm begging you, let's get back together.
I refuse. You have your mom, isn't that enough?
Please, Lisa, I promise I won't nag you or be a bother anymore.
No, we're already divorced, so I understand there's no more of that.
Don't be so cold, please.
Noah, let's go. There's no point in staying here any longer.
Yeah, let's go.
Lisa, please don't leave.
This isn't my home anymore. Goodbye. To you all, my former acquaintances.
Take care.
The 3 of them were yelling and causing a commotion behind us, but Noah and I just went home, ignoring them. After that, my mother-in-law, Shunji, and Kamiko ended up living in the tiny one-room apartment they had rented for the time being. With 3 adults, Kamiko's belongings, and Shunji and my mother-in-law's stuff, the room was overflowing with things. There wasn't even enough space to stretch out and sleep, it was cramped, and the clutter was unbearable. In the midst of this situation, Shunji became the target of a company layoff and lost his job. With Shunji's income gone, their last financial lifeline, they could no longer afford to pay the rent. Kamiko, held back by her pride from living abroad, refused to do any part-time jobs. She insisted she was destined for greater things and sent her resume to top-tier companies, only to be rejected at the initial screening. My mother-in-law, citing her lack of strength, refused to take on any part-time work and just stayed home without even tidying up. Eventually, their savings ran dry, and the whole family was evicted from their apartment. At first, they moved from place to place, but they soon grew tired of constantly relocating. Having completely lost their spirit, the three of them began living outdoors under a bridge by the riverside. They sold everything of value, leaving them with just a few clothes. Eventually, even their phones were disconnected, and Shunji, my mother-in-law, and Kamiko ended up living a miserable life together. As for me...
Whoa. Woohoo.
What? What happened? Are you okay?
Lisa, your cooking is just too delicious.
What the heck? You scared me.
No, seriously, this is amazing. I'm such a lucky guy. Oh, by the way, it looks like Sachi and Suzuki are coming back to town soon. How about we have a little reunion when they do? It's been a while since we all got together, right?
Oh, I'd love that. I wonder how Sachi is doing.
Alright, then it's settled. Do you think everyone will be surprised to find out we're dating?
I don't know, thinking about it makes me a little shy. Thanks to my chance reunion with Noah, my childhood friend, my life was saved. The house now belongs to Noah. But he told me that one day, when we get married, we could live in that house together. We've only just started dating, so honestly, I have no idea what the future holds. Even so, I found myself naturally accepting Noah's words, feeling that it would indeed happen. Our relationship has just begun, but if it continues to grow in the future, and if we could live in that house again, filled with happiness, together with smiles on our faces every day until then. Just as Noah cherishes me, I want to cherish him from the bottom of my heart. If you enjoyed this video, we'd be thrilled if you subscribed to our channel. Subscribing means you'll receive notifications for new videos, keeping you in the loop with all our latest content. Your support is vital to our growth. Let's enjoy and grow together.